I'm the president of Freesoft, and I am very happy to be here to talk about such a business issue which you do have. Certainly you do have, or partly you do have, and you will see soon why I'm saying that. This is a brief agenda, and I'm sure that not everybody knows what is a legacy application. There is no fixed or strong definition. What is a legacy application? There are some, and you can see three of them. So the third one is it's a real serious, which says that it's a old application. Old either can mean the hardware and the software environment, which support your core business, but I like very much the first one. Any application can be legacy on or can become legacy which works. Okay. If you look at these two pictures, maybe you or some of you can remember these mainframes, these green screens, and honestly, I don't have too much trouble with the business green screens instead of having a very, very difficult web-type screens using the business functionality, and I am not so popular with this statement, I know, but this is my opinion anyway. So the real problem with these systems are the hardware environment and the software architectures itself, and for me, not the look-like and not these green screens. So it's only a few examples. Then maybe you could hear about the Siemens BS2000, the old ICL machines, the Unisys as a company exists but doesn't offer hardware anymore, and so on. So the legacy market or all the legacy applications characteristics are the hardware, mainly the mainframes, but can be Unixes, Windows systems, everything. So the most of them, it's written third or fourth generation languages like Natural, PL1, RPG, and whatever. And don't use relational databases. Today, I think it's only the relational. I know it's not 100% true, but only the relational databases like DB2, Oracle, Ingress, MySQL are accepted. So these were my words about the definition of the legacy and the legacy market, but I have to cite Gartner or any other well-known company. So Gartner is the very well-known IT analyst company in the world, and these are few sentences where you are or you would be interested in the world, because as you can see, roughly 40% of the whole world are running on legacy. I hardly believe that many years ago, so because we saw, especially in Hungary, we saw the PCs and smaller systems, not the mainframes, and it's 40%. It's a huge market and application part of the whole world. Specifically, COBOL is the most popular programming language in that. But all the others, which are mentioned above, PL1 or Fortran, and I think it's very important. And the other very sharp and serious issue for the user community is that these systems costs very much to maintain. So the estimation says that it's a company can spend 60, 70, 80% of their IT budget for maintaining the running and legacy applications. I think that if you will remember after my presentation on this picture, it would be enough, and if you can answer or you will remember this question, then you will understand why is it so important, why is it so important for you. Let me highlight few of these questions and issues, and let me start from the top. Then, if your hardware and software or software environment not supported anymore, I just wrote here limited support, but sooner or later they will die. BS2000 from Siemens will die. Digital Vexes will die, or they did. HP 3000 is the same situation. So if something is get to the end, the question is not should I do something, the question is what should I do and how quick should I do that. So telling the truth, this is the how to say, or favorite situation, because not a question that the end user will do something, and Freesoft solution is one of the options they can choose. The other I will highlight is that the business rules which are embedded into this application. So during the yesterday evening business discussion here in the podium, we could hear that the end users have got the real problem that how shall I define what to do with 40, 50 different applications? How shall I integrate them? How shall I rewrite or maintain them or whatever? Since they are running my business. And this is the key issue, that your core business functionality is written in legacies, and this is what differs your company from the others. And if you will invest further to this old application, then you spend money on that, but you have to change quite soon. Just I mentioned the costs, which can reach 60–80%, and just in red, the opposite or the objection. Why should I change? If I change, it's a very huge risk for myself as a head of the IT, let's say, for my group, the old or elder, or don't know how to say nicely, programmers. It's a career risk, because if we fail, I mean the customer, we fail with the change, then so that's a huge risk before specifically retiring, if you can see the face of this man. This is the summary. Why to change? I think that if you see the questions before, then you can see different business and technical drivers why to change. The first one I started is our problem, I mean Freesoft's problem, because if something works, so they say that don't touch which works, or what works, which is true for a while, but after some problems and in a certain situation, you cannot keep it further. So today in the business life, the changes continues. The change with mergers and acquisitions, the internal changes, the internal life of a company, and your business application have to follow that. So you have to change. And the question is that should you follow these changes with your old applications? Should you invest into dead technologies? And the other is that you have to follow the technology. Today, everybody's talking about cloud computing. Everybody wants to go to the cloud. How can you do that with the PL1 programs? How can you do that with mainframe? So there is a real technical must to change. There are a few choices that how can you do that. I will very briefly mention 4 alternatives. 3 of them we think it's a very good fit for in a certain situation, and the 4th, what Freesoft is dealing with the migration with automated manner, with automated tool sets. So I suppose everybody knows or at least heard the program package SAP or Oracle eBusiness Suite or the Microsoft ERP package. So you can use a package if it's a good fit or can be a good fit for your company. And the case if you can accept the standard package functionalities. The second one I'm mentioning that if you totally need a new functionality, then okay, you can think of a new development. And I mentioned that if a certain hardware and software environment will die, you have to change the hardware. This is, we call it rehosting opportunity. And I will talk about later the migration with automated tool set. So all this solution has got pros and cons. For example, it's if it's a package, you can find expertise, and you can use the so-called best practices on the market, which means that you will become very, I mean, your activity, your company's activity will become very similar to the market activities, I mean, to the similar companies' market activity. The disadvantages we think with replacing a package that takes quite high time and cost. You will dependent on these vendors, and again, I suppose you know these companies, you know the attitude of this type of companies. Me personally, how to say, wouldn't accept with very, very delightfully that solution, that attitude on the market. But anyway, this is a viable solution, and you have to decide when to apply and when to choose. For example, the other opportunity, new development. So when you are unsatisfied during the mergers and acquisition and internal reorganization, you are unsatisfied with the functionality, and you have to follow the new business rules, then you have to tailor your needs to the business life, and you can choose the new development. New development advantages that it's your IP. You will dependent on yourself, let's say, your own IT stuff, and I think it's a very positive thing to have all the sources in your hand. And of course, if you choose the latest technology, you will have the latest technology. There are some, or there can be some problems with that, which means that cost of a new development are very high. So there are no fixed figures for the measurement that how much the cost is, but many times we can say that $6, $8, $10 per line is the cost. You can imagine. So if we are talking about millions of lines of code, you can imagine that how much will it cost for you. And usually it's a very, very bad statistic characterizes the new developments, which means that at least half of the new development projects will fail. So you can easily have a very risky situation to start a new development. So the rehosting, when you change your hardware, it's a must, it's a very good, so it's a quick solution, it's a less risky solution, but you will postpone the real solution only because you will, depending on further, the software components like PL1, like Adabas or other Adabas and Natural and the others. So, okay, you can reduce costs because I wouldn't underestimate, but the problem is not solved. So the definition is so these were the three alternatives. How can the legacy application can be changed? This is the definition of the automated migration. Just would like to highlight that it's what we use, and we offer to the market is the automated migration with a holistic approach. Holistic approach means that we don't convert only part of the application, like it's many years ago that the web access was very important. So to change the screens and that's it. No, it's not only the screens and not only the code and not only the database, but all together and consistently all together. So this is our main picture about what we do and how we do it. So on the left-hand side, you can see the mainframe or legacy environment with legacy data, mainly non-relational databases and files, and the programming languages I already mentioned. In the middle, you can see our Liberator workbench. We call it Liberator workbench. It's a trademark of Freesoft. We have been working on it continuously just now for more than 12 years, let's say, and we do have different components, and I don't want to go into technical details. I think it's this is not the case, but I would like to mention these three components. You can see that with our data liberator, we can transfer the file structure and all the database structure and data itself. We have to analyze with our knowledge liberator both the database and file structures and the real application environment, and as the input of this analysis, so we store it in a so-called repository, and using this, our code liberator will generate the Java environment. So our main issue is to convert everything which can be converted to the Java architecture. But by the way, a few weeks ago, we have got the first components for .NET. So I think today the state-of-the-art technology or this software environment means either Java or .NET. So these two are accepted widely on the market. So with these three components, and there are other components, but again, it's not a technical presentation, we can produce the new application, which is based in a Java architecture, can have all the elements as an open source, which is a very important thing, I think, and with this new architecture, you can build your basis for the cloud computing. These are summary what we do have now. As I mentioned, that during the last 12 years, let's say, we developed different tool sets, and we always follow the market demand. And if you don't see your favorite legacy here, you can contact us. Don't hesitate to contact, and in each case, very, very briefly, we can answer, yes, we are capable now, we don't deal with, and we are not able or don't want to do that. So it's not limited only to these databases and program languages or capability. So what are the advantages of an automated migration? When can you use as an alternative the automated migration method? The first and most important is that if you are satisfied or more, quite in a high percentage, let's say 70%, 80% satisfied with your functionality, then this is the case. And as I mentioned, mostly your core business, then core business rules are embedded in the legacy, and if this is satisfactory for you, then you can choose the automated migration. If you would like to achieve a very good return on investment, then this is the way again, because we think that, if you remember, I mentioned at the rehosting alternative that it's a quite quick solution. We think that our solution, using the automated converters, can be very quick as well. Not so quick, but it's a very, very near to that option, and you will really be free of the legacy languages. And a very, very serious issue is that, let's suppose that you do have a few thousands of end users. These end users uses the green screens and everything. So we preserve the business functionality. We preserve more or less the look like, but you shouldn't think of the green screens really, but the functionality, which means that the functionality is the same. The tastature usage is the same or the similar, so you no need to retrain your end users, which can be a huge issue, for example, with a package solution or a new development solution. So there are many, many advantages. So the project methodology is a little bit different than with normal software development. Of course, that we have to start, or you have to start with assessment to decide at all which alternatives fits to your needs. And if it's needed, then a pilot project or a proof of concept should be done. And if we start the project, then it's a iterative project. It's a iteration is the keyword which we can use, which means that with our knowledge liberator, we parse everything we got from you. I mean the old database structure, the old source code and everything. With our automated converters, we convert that, we build the new application, and let me highlight these test cases. It's not too much more on the slide, but test cases are very, very important because for us, I mean for Freesoft, the whole application is like a black box, so we don't know the functionality, we automate everything, which means that we have to have the right test cases to be able to deliver bug-free, which by the way does not exist at all, software or application package. So when we, together with the customer, test it, we will fix the converter capabilities or the converter issues, and the whole circle will start again. So the project life cycle is evolving by iteration. The result of this methodology or the result of the assessment and the proof of concept that we are able to give you a fixed price, I think this is a huge advantage again in today's work. And during this fixed price, it's all the risk we will take over from you, and we will deliver the running application until the user acceptance. Of course, there are few conditions that can be successful. Again, only 2 or 3 of them would like to mention. The first is you as a customer have to decide which alternative to choose. I mean, we have to clarify the expectation. If you expect to change the half of the functionality or 80% of the functionality, this is not us. This is not the method of using automated migration tools. And as for every project and everything, without a strong management support, we cannot be successful. I mentioned already the testing strategy and test cases, and let me highlight again that the result of our work is the basis for the future strategy, for your future IT strategy, and the basis for the new architecture. Would like to mention 2 case studies. One of them is Adabas and Natural. Don't know whether some of you heard about the software AG product, Adabas and Natural. Not really. Anyway, they are huge systems all over the world, mainly in Germany, UK, US, Brazil, South Africa. And by the way, this project is from South Africa. And we used our tool, migrate Adabas to Oracle as a relational database, and we used our converter tool, code converter from Natural to Java, 5 million lines of code, which you can imagine. And if you remember that I mentioned, if you want to start a new development, 5 million times, let's say $5–6 for new development, and I can tell you that we were a bit cheaper. Freesoft was the prime contractor, and we could finish successfully the project within 16 months, again in South Africa. Our customer is the biggest IT outsourcer in South Africa. They serve local governments on the market, and 80 end users, I mean 80 different local governments will use sooner or later this new solution. And this is a huge success both for our customer and us. So I think that 5 million lines of code and 16 months, it's a really serious performance. The other is, I can name it from the region, it's sixth. It's again, Freesoft role was a prime contractor. Oracle Deutschland offered us to be a prime contractor. It's 4 million lines of code, and that was an Informix and COBOL system, and we converted it to Oracle and COBOL. It was a very, very hard weekend, as I remember, when they switched over from Informix to Oracle. I suggested to all my friends not to hire a car that weekend, 6th, but since then that's fine. So it was a huge success for us. You can find its success story on the Oracle reference site, both on Oracle Deutschland and Oracle in America. So they are very proud of that. I mean, they were involved with the technology, and for example, as I mentioned, that you can see that Freesoft Data Propagator is another component for our Liberator workbench. replicated the data, and this more than 30,000 tables, I think it's a measurable amount. It's a huge Oracle reference for us. A few words about who we are. It's a Hungarian headquartered company listed on the Budapest Stock Exchange, 300 plus employees, and with international reach. We do have multinational partners. The two most important of them are Oracle and Fujitsu. We do have many business divisions. These divisions, I mean legacy modernization division, has been working in abroad. And this is the summary of my presentation, and don't want to repeat all the things I already mentioned. So when the time, so this is the summary slide, when the time is coming in your organization to change, when you will liberate your legacy, that think of us, think of Freesoft, check our website, ask us, and keep in touch this way. Thank you very much.